Welcome back to Soccer Card United. It's episode 253 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
Good. It's been a Champions League week, so I've been taking in a bit of the old football. It's a Stadium Club week, so I've been taking in some of the old Stadium Club, and it's been a nice, busy couple of days. I would say. I'm glad we have a lot of material for the Thursday podcast.
Yeah, no, we're definitely ahead of the curve here on I suppose the podcast this time. We're not going to be immediately outdated. I don't think anything crazy is going to go down on Friday.
I don't think so. And if anyone is thinking about revealing any hobby stories or releasing any products, making any announcements, or kind of blowing any bombshells, don't do that until we can cover it relatively quickly on the podcast. Sunday evening is good for us. Monday afternoon would be even better.
Brilliant.
So that we're kind of up to the minute.
Tuesday morning would be blockbuster.
If you could release, ideally, yeah, you would release your information Tuesday morning, and then we would get it up then Tuesday afternoon. It would be seen like we were just on it, just like.
But look, Jason, I've been watching Champions League myself. I have been watching a lot of Stadium Club. So wherever you want to start, you may start. I'm happy that you're doing well. It's been a nice little few days in Dublin weather-wise, which always helps. It's not been
crisp, crisp and
dry.
Crisp and dry. Yeah. Okay. Also, sorry, I just want to quickly just start by saying the Dublin Card Show is on the 1st of March in 2025. And if people want to find out more information, they can follow Dublin Card Show on Instagram, because not everybody who follows us or this podcast follows Dublin Card Show. And I really wish they would.
Yeah, that would mean a lot to us. I will say we have like four. I did like a little count the other day. We have 4 or 5 huge announcements kind of come up at some point between now and the Dublin Show. Not all about the Dublin Show, but Soccer United kind of have loads of announcements up our sleeve, but a lot of them are pending 1 or 2 emails coming our way of confirmations. But I'm excited to eventually share that with all of the people listening. But definitely follow Dublin Card Show as a side to that, because that is happening in about 4 months' time.
About 4 months' time. So it's very exciting. Also very exciting is this news from Topps regarding the Grail. As you remember, last year the Grail was Erling Haaland. This year the Grail is Cristiano Ronaldo. And there's a first look from yesterday at this Cristiano Ronaldo card. 1 of 1, says the Grail on it. This is the Grail that you can access if you collect all the Grail cards.
So this is the true Grail. This is the Grail.
This is the true Grail. So okay, so this says Topps say the last card for the Grail insert set is releasing today. Okay, hang on a second. Sorry, I'm just sorry. I confused myself there a second. The last card for the Grail insert was releasing in the Stadium Club Chrome. The first 6 collectors to complete the Grail and enter their codes onto the online leaderboard will receive these cards. This is...
Hold on. Does that almost represent, Jason, the end of the 23-24 product calendar releases? If they're saying the final Grail is in this, it's not in some other upcoming product that's coming. Is that what you're telling me?
Wow, they've completed their run.
Sorry,
They've completed their run of UCC products for this year.
As we're indulging in the UCC, which is in a completely different format now, which is brilliant.
Yes, that's right. It's taken so long for this stuff to come out that the competition has since changed format
and has taken place 3-4 match days.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So sort of confusing here, because they've said there's this card which is a 1 of 1, the Grail, and then there's this which is the 1 of 5. So is this the one?
There's 6 total, so there's 5 of them.
The first person gets the 1 of 1, and the next 5 get these.
I would like to assume. They could raffle it as well. I don't really know how they're gonna segregate who gets the 1 of 1, but I assume the first one gets it.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. They've kind of promoted collecting here in a big way, which is obviously very positive in the collectibles industry. It's a very high end collecting in terms of only 6 Grails and etc. Yeah,
there's okay, here we go. The Grail is the ultimate interactive collecting experience. We already know that. We know the Grail is the ultimate interactive.
Come on.
The first collector to register and verify all 9 Grail cards competing in the quest will be awarded the grand prize. Collectors who finish 2nd to 6th place will also receive a special prize. Cards will be spread throughout the competition's product. So yeah, so the first person gets the 1 of 1, and then everyone else gets the 1 of 5. I believe is how it works.
Perfectly fair.
So that's very exciting. We can also reveal, not exclusively, but we can reveal that Hailing Ball was the first one to do it. Although this says tied first with Moon Knight.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't really know.
I mean, yesterday was release day, so there's every chance that they both registered on the same day, and it's probably a 24-hour window or something. Who knows?
But anyway, that's very exciting for everybody involved, I think. Congratulations to those who've successfully completed the Grail, and best of luck to those who are still trying to complete their Grail, because there's only 2 verified winners so far, I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely. You can imagine like people buying into crazy break spots now. People are lucky that there was no Grail, there was no finest flashbacks this year. Try to find one of those hard to get Grails.
Do you feel a little bit hard done by, considering finest flashbacks is available now in great quantities at soccercarsunited.com?
Yeah, I would like some retrospective Haaland Grail. No, yeah, I'm very sad about that. Yeah, definitely, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Just to confirm what the prize winner Haley Ball is going to get, Bryn here says the Grail has now been completed, and as I understand it, the first in the world will receive a solid gold 1/1 of Cristiano Ronaldo. We already saw that, and an all expenses paid trip to the Champions League final.
Hey,
whoa, isn't that cool?
That is cool. Do you know what I was going to say? Like, this kind of ties into what you were saying about Eurochrome being kind of like it's almost like Champions League and now Eurochrome has both really put Cristiano Ronaldo on a pedestal this year.
Yeah.
Like the big chase was that, and then obviously a big chase in Eurochrome is going to be Ronaldo again. It's like this year, 23-24 has kind of been in the hobby has kind of been a celebration of Ronaldo chases,
and it's kind of been happening as his. It's strange because you can imagine a world very easily where this Cristiano Ronaldo sort of celebration or Cristiano Ronaldo chase is like a super hot ticket. Because I mean, obviously, people have been working very hard to get the Grail and collecting it. It's been expensive, and it's all this kind of stuff. Like I'm not trying to minimize that, but I don't think Ronaldo is as hot a property as he has been in the past, and I haven't heard that much buzz about it outside of people kind of completing it or collecting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not like people are kind of tripping over themselves to get it.
But they've been big cards. I think like minimum €1,000, €900 per card, which is like when you just think about. No, I'm just saying
how many soccer cards cost that.
Yeah, when you think about how many Topps case hits or Topps anything kind of will do that, especially unnumbered. Obviously the SSP, but still, like it's not usual.
It's not a small thing by any means.
Exactly.
So yes, congratulations to everybody, and I think it's a job well done from Topps.
Definitely. And I think it kind of came. They took on feedback from last year, because when they teased the Grail last year, everyone thought there was going to be this big prize, and Topps were kind of like, no, the Grail idea was the prize,
Yeah.
Shit. And then they kind of, I think they seen their ways and said, oh, it would actually be good to add a kind of a gamification element to this, and a prize element, and an experience, experiential element or whatever. And I think they kind of took on collectors, kind of what we prospected last year, or what we were kind of what's the word?
What we expected last year.
Expected, yeah. It wasn't the word I was looking for, but yeah, very similar. What we were expecting last year, and what we kind of thought, what happens when you complete it? And we were speculating. There you go. There's the word. Thank God for those playing at home. They were screaming at their phone. We speculated last year. What happens when they're all together? And Topps were like, "What happened? We made our money selling boxes. What happened? What do you mean? Yeah. So then they obviously
you get a pat on the back.
Yeah, you get a pat on the back. Congratulations, you're a collector. You got a little collector ribbon. You are a collector. Yeah. But they took on that feedback, made it nice, and now it's like you're looking forward to it next year. Like, will they do a Leo Messi chase? Will they do someone else? And will there be the same? How does next year's Grails look, knowing what happened here with the kind of gold Ronaldo 101s with the Champions League final, all expenses paid, whatever. Now, when next year's Grail starts, are people going to be starting as soon as it starts? I need to get these Grails.
Well, I think it's good, because it's like, obviously, let's assume it's not Messi, right?
Oh,
which it could be, but let's assume it isn't. Then I think by using the Ronaldo year to introduce a prize element to it and a game element to it, you're now, because it's going to be if it's not Messi and it's not Ronaldo, there'd be a pretty steep drop off in collectability in terms of like your market. So you're now introducing, while it's still Ronaldo, while it's still super kind of like desirable just in and of itself, you're now like, and you get a prize. So now let's say it's, I don't know, who could it be? Let's say it's Alejandro Garnacho.
There you go.
Then it's like, oh, okay, I'll still try and I'll go for that, even when I usually wouldn't, because it's not Messi, it's not Ronaldo, but there's a prize and there's a whole element to it there.
Yeah, I would also obviously, I don't think it's going to be Garnacho. I would assume, because they do different clubs, different kits, different years, I would assume it needs to be someone who has some form of Champions League pedigree. Although they did it with Haaland, in fairness.
Yeah. Zlatan's a sort of a shoe-in, isn't he?
Yeah, because Ronaldo had 3 clubs. Zlatan had 3 clubs. Like, is that? Or sorry, Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo and Haaland had 3 clubs. Is that kind of part of it? Because even Messi would only have 2.
Yeah.
Does it matter? I don't know.
But Zlatan, you'd have what? 4?
Oh, you'd have more than that. I would say. I think Ajax, Juventus, Inter, PSG,
Milan.
Man United, Milan. Yeah,
So you'd have
he could
5 or
probably have
6
all
maybe.
9. To be honest.
Yeah. Did he play in Europe with Malmo?
I don't know. I don't even know if he played in Europe with all of those clubs that I mentioned. I'm not really sure.
Okay, that's a pub quiz question. How many clubs did?
Is there a player that played
Ibrahimovic
in the Champions League for 9 different clubs? There probably is.
Surely not 9.
Yeah, surely there is.
No.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check my good friend ChatGPT while you move on to the next.
Okay, fine. I'm moving on to Stadium Club Chrome, because I want to say that in Merlin Chrome we saw sorcerer packs, which were like bonus packs that were all low numbered autos, and in Stadium Club Chrome they've called it VIP access packs. 4 autographs and 2 stadium seat relics inside one pack. And so I think we were very receptive to the idea of sorcerer packs when they came out in Merlin Chrome. Do you want to jump in with a pub quiz answer?
Yeah, pub quiz answer. No player has ever played, and bear in mind this is ChatGPT, which is not always accurate. You always must check your sources on ChatGPT. No player has ever played for 9 different clubs in the UEFA Champions League. The record of the most club played in the UEFA Champions League is held by none other than, and I love that this is the answer, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who was our first go-to, Jason, who represented 7 clubs. Ajax, Juventus.
Wait. Let me guess.
Sorry.
What do I already know? Ajax, Juventus, Milan, Inter. Oh, Barca.
Yeah, that's the one we forgot.
United and PSG.
Yes.
All right, great.
I gave away the 2 hard ones. There was 3 hard ones really, but I gave away 2, Ajax and Juventus. So there you go. Malmo, therefore, not. No, I could have specified, the club winners, the cup winners club.
Yeah.
I won't get into all that. Continue, Jim.
Okay. I was going to say that the sorcerer packs, I really like them, and then the VIP access packs are kind of a similar idea. The idea of kind of bundling a lot of hits into one thing, it kind of is it's a further step towards the kind of like you either hit or you don't nature of box opening these days. And like most of the times you don't. If you do, you tend to hit bigger than you used to hit, but if you don't hit, it can be quite a difficult experience.
Yeah, look, it's only been a release day, early access followed by release day. I was watching. I've never watched. I will say this. Maybe I'm skewed as well because I never watched loads of breaks opening day, but this time I did. Right. I would say I seen maybe 10 case breaks across a few different breakers of Stadium Club Hobby.
Right.
And about 4 case breaks of members only. And it didn't look great. It didn't look great for the hobby. It didn't look great for the hobby, right? So I'm gonna continue to consume because I think the verdict's not out till Tuesday. I need to see more of this. But so my assumption is that the members only SKU got a lot of hits, right? Which it was supposed to do, which is fine. I'm not against that.
Members only, which we should just remind people who are listening, is a sort of Breakers Delight.
It's Breakers Delight with a mask.
But they didn't call it Breakers Delight because there was negative publicity associated with tailoring products for breakers.
But it was a good move to change the name. But the thing with I have a lot to say here. It was a good news. The argument was change the name from Breakers Delight to something else because everyone gets outraged because it's called Breakers Delight. Why call it Breakers Delight when you actually do have it open to the entire public, which was the case with Breakers Delight? You could buy it.
Yes.
You could go onto Topps.com and buy it. This one, they changed the name to members only, and you couldn't buy it, I don't believe, directly at all.
Right. Okay.
So it's like everyone was like, the name is giving a negative connotation when it's actually an accessible product for everyone. Change the name. And then what they did was they changed the name, but they also changed the accessibility, which is people were outraged about something that wasn't actually the thing they were outraged about wasn't actually even the case because you could buy it. But now they've made it not the case, which is what people would be outraged to buy. Does that make sense?
Which is funny actually, because that's actually a perfect example of where the hobby is at. It's that, I mean, how many times have we said on the podcast that there are people who sit there and are outraged by things, including us, are outraged by things and by prices and by products that they were never going to buy anyway. So the idea of you're not angry that you're angry that it's called Breakers Delight, but you were never going to buy it anyway. So you can once they change the name so that you no longer get triggered by the name Breakers Delight, the fact that it's not available to buy publicly, I haven't really seen people mention.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the market for it.
They were never buying it anyway. It's vocal minority in what is a very small hobby. However, I think the mix between having lots of hits and members only and then having those VIP packs that have lots of hits in them.
Yes.
means where are all the hits? Because they're not casually found in hobby. I've seen an entire Jason. To be honest, I'll be honest. I've seen cases, an entire case, where like if I had ripped the case, not a single card would have ended up in a top loader. Like I'm talking a case of base autographs of not good players, no numbered autos, and entire over a case. It's like, what kind of collation is that, right? I've seen cases where I don't think there's been a number to 50 or lower. Like I've seen crazy now. I've seen a small sample size, right? So maybe I've seen poorly collated cases. You know what I mean? Maybe this is not the kind of across the board. That's why I don't want to go crazy.
Wouldn't be the first time that a product had uneven.
Yeah, where some boxes are insane. But I think having members only and having VIP packs could skew what we're seeing. Because obviously, if you stack all these other things with hits, then there's obviously missing hits, quote unquote, in boxes and cases. So I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep looking to see what's what. But in general, like here's my thing, right? When Panini do a Prism set, right? Mm-hmm. They're kind of equivalent to Breaker's Delight, if you will.
Okay.
It's Prism Choice, right? Like they remove the base cards. It's better hits in terms of like you're more likely to get a 1/1 in a choice. So I think they're comparable without spending too much time thinking about like choice. Yeah. I never really buy into choice. It's normally fairly cheap, so maybe it's a bit different. Maybe cheaper. Breaker's Delight is a bit more juiced up, I would say. But in general, the concept of if you want breakaway or if you want choice, these are shorter print run products. We've removed the base cards.
It's a leaner skew.
It's a leaner skew, hit focus. We know the people going through this don't care about base cards, so we're going to remove them to speed up the process of how fast cases can be opened and hits can be organized and breaks can be split up or whatever. But like, you can't hit the Black Prism 1/1 in those skews because they're different skews with essentially a completely different. Like the checklist is the same, but the parallels are totally different.
Yes.
So I feel like if you hit a 1/1 in members only, that 1/1 cannot be hit in hobby, I believe. Like, you know, it's the crossover.
So are you saying there's like a super factor with a
I think so.
Okay, right, yeah.
So yeah, remember, like I haven't seen members only badges on every members only card. That's what I wanted to point out. So it's just confusion. Right, okay. I'm confused. Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking here. Just
pretty sure if you hit a 1/1 super factor in members only, it's like that one.
Yeah.
I think you hit that in members only, it's not hittable in hobby. Whereas obviously if you hit a Nebula 1/1, you can still hit a 1/1 in hobby for a Panini product.
I see exactly what you're saying now. Yeah.
And they do that with blasters as well. Like you can hit a 1/1 super factor in a blaster in a Topps product. And then it's not going to be, you could open every single hobby box in the world, that 1/1's never going to be in it.
You're not going to find it. Yeah.
Because there is members only specific cards.
Yeah.
There are things.
Then you can also hit things from the main hobby checklist.
I think so. And I think that's why the hobby seems so sparse.
Ooh.
Do you know?
Yeah, it's not great. And people were complimenting the price of this product.
Yeah, like the price.
Most people are not, and then it kind of turns out that people aren't really getting the value for money, even at the lower price.
Yeah, like it looks like the price at, I think it was €175 was incredible value for a Stadium Club product, you know, compared to what we've seen the last few years.
In years past, yeah.
I think the members only has kind of taken the shine away from where the value is on that. Like that members only has a member. You can never hit that in the hobby box. Says members only. That's cool. But I'm seeing, like, I'm not even
But it's not only members only cards in members only boxes.
Yeah, like, I need to look into it, but I don't even recall seeing any image variations. Like, I don't know if that's members only. I don't really know. I suppose that's it. They've introduced this new SKU and it is confusing. And from what I've seen, value for money on the ORP price, even though it wasn't available to the public, ORP price of members only was incredible. Right? I think it was just about two times the price of hobby. But the hits are probably 10 times the hits, you know. So in terms of value for money, incredible. But then it kind of goes into, have they juiced up a product that's breakers only? And specifically, this makes more sense in the States. But like, have they juiced up a product that's breakers only, given it to breakers to funnel people towards breaking, to take other breakers that don't have access to that product and get them onto Fanatics Live? Because hey, if you want to play with this amazing product instead of a terrible hobby product in comparison, you need to be on Fanatics Live to get access to that. Sign this contract, be with us, be exclusive of Fanatics Live. Because maybe the kind of goal is to get people onboarded onto that platform. Like, I don't really know, but it's early days. Don't get me wrong, it's early days.
Yeah, you're not offering a conclusive opinion.
No, I'm saying that's kind of what it looked like day one on release day. Yeah. Again, exciting that the members only is so loaded. Like, I do think that's fun. Like, I do think that's great. But it's like, it's confusing why they don't kind of adapt the Panini model where it's like there are different types of 101s. There's different types of, and people could say, oh, then you'd have two different types of 101s in Stadium Club, and they don't like that or whatever. But like, I still think it's better. I think hits. Controversial opinion. I think hits should be in hobby, Jason.
Yeah, well, again, it's like I feel like we've been talking about this a lot lately because we had Museum Hat Trick, we had Chrome jumbos and all that kind of stuff, and we've been talking about like only one and all this kind of stuff, and like there's the Grail, and then there's the real Grail that you get if you collect the Grail, and there's all the like, and it is like just everything is kind of just like they're adding layers on top. So going in and buying a hobby box in a hobby shop now is just not equivalent to doing the same thing 5 years ago. It's a completely different.
Confused.
Yeah. Do you want to give us a quick report on the card stock or the card quality of?
It's still good. It's still good. It's not the same as Disney and Marvel, which had the kind of incredible old school Merlin Chrome stock, but it is good stock. I wouldn't complain. Like if every card set was made on this stock, I wouldn't have any complaints.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Happy to move on from Stadium Club.
Yeah, I'm trying to find if there's image variations in hobby, but I can't find that conclusively.
Okay, well, we'll be back with more on Stadium Club, I think, on Tuesday after we've kind of
dug in more and seen more.
Yeah. Some interesting work done by GemRate recently. I mean, I think they have all the algorithms set up. I think they did the work a long time ago. They're just reaping their rewards now. But anyway, GemRate put out the top 50 graded athletes of all time, an updated list. And I presume you've seen this, Enzo, but on the off chance you haven't, do you want to guess who the number one is?
Was it Michael Jordan?
It's Michael Jordan with 2.12 million cards graded across all.
I did see it on our story. I want to say Wemby was at 530K or something, but I seen it on our story, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. So it's good to know the hobby's in order and Michael Jordan is number one. 430.
Yes. So Wemby came in, is now at, bear in mind, he's a rookie from 23-24. Victor Wembanyama is now at number 15 on the all-time 50 graded athletes.
Number 9 there is kind of the definition of, like, you can kind of archaeologically go through that and go, the boom happened around here, because I do think the top 8 are solid, right? I don't think I see anything out of line in the top 8.
Well, let's do something which will be very, very irritating to a lot of our listeners. Let's just quickly run through and just give a sort of, does that make sense or not make sense based on what little we know of these sports.
Lovely.
Right? And people can write their very angry comments in whatever form they like. Michael Jordan, fine. Ken Griffey Jr., as far as I know, all good.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Kobe, Shohei Ohtani, Derek Jeter, Mickey Mantle, Tom Brady. Right? So as you said, top 8, all good. Then it's Zion Williamson. With 512,000 graded cards, a lot of which are PSA 10 base prisms.
And yeah, that don't have value, I believe.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan, Mike Trout. You might say Mike Trout hasn't really worked out. I guess that's why I read that from people, that it's not really, because
that's why he's a lot lower than Shohei Ohtani. So it's kind of, he's still.
That's true. Of the two of them that were playing for the Angels at that time. That's right. John Morant, he got in trouble recently, didn't he? He's kind of having a comeback or something. Luka, Barry Bonds, Victor Wembanyama, and then you got Shaq, Ronald Acuna Jr., Patrick Mahomes, Haggard. Bear in mind, we haven't hit a soccer player, and we will not hit a soccer player in the top 50 at all.
Patrick Mahomes seems to not have that many graded comparable to a lot of the other people. I know he's still, I think only 2017 was his rookie, maybe, but
right.
He seems to be somewhat cemented as one of the all-time greats, I believe. In football, Jason, we need to move on.
Be careful.
I'm treading soft.
Here's one that'll anger people. Somebody told me when we were at the NFL game, we were talking about quarterbacks, and somebody said, in the NFL right now, it's Patrick Mahomes, and then it's a steep drop, and then it's some other people. So that's going to be my take forever, because an American told me that at a football game, and now I have no other thing to base it on. Anyway, let's see. So it's basketball, baseball, in the top 20, there is 1, 2, 3 NFL players, no soccer players, right? There's only Tiger Woods for golf, obviously, and Wayne Gretzky
for
hockey that aren't
and Wander Franco for Prison FC. There's probably a few there from Prison FC without looking too deeply, but I think Wander Franco might be the only one.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably do a quick legal analysis of this list and it would tell you some stuff. But yeah, so there's only 2 non-NFL, NBA, MLB players on this. So maybe we shouldn't be surprised there's no soccer, but it does just make me feel like good.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Leo Messi, you're telling me Lionel Messi doesn't have 180 cards graded is crazy when we all feel like the print runs are crazy and this, that, and the other, you know?
Yeah. And when you think about someone like Lamine Yamal, who obviously we're all very excited about. Sorry, go ahead.
Important to point out, these are the 4 top grading companies. This is not just PSA or something like that. You know, this is...
yeah, PSA, Beckett, SGC, and CGC.
That's right.
But like, say, Lamine Yamal, 23-24 rookie in soccer, very exciting. Victor Wembanyama, 23-24 rookie in basketball, very exciting. The difference between the mania over those 2 players is that if there's a mania over Victor Wembanyama, he ends up number 15 on the all-time grading list.
Yeah, and CJ Stroud is 31, by the way, who talking about like rookies for the year prior, maybe.
So that's how much bigger these American sports are within the hobby. Is that like a top rookie in that means like you're one of the all-time graded athletes at this stage in the hobby.
Yeah, but it also kind of shows that the print runs are so big now, the interest is so big now as well. By a magnitude. Like I see Trevor Lawrence in here. I don't think Caleb Williams is there, right? He was the other guy we seen.
We saw him at the yeah. Careful.
I know.
Careful.
I remember the Zion craziness. I remember a lot of Zion madness when he was coming into the league. I want to say 2019.
Oh yeah.
Or 2018 maybe.
Yeah, for the Pelicans. Okay, let's get out of here.
Move on. Yeah, come on, quick, please. For me, Jalen Hurts shouldn't be on business. No,
cut the red wire. No, the blue wire.
Oh my God.
It's delicate stuff when we start talking about American sports. But
this is bad.
I wanted to illustrate my own bias here because I thought, like, yeah, well, look, we're not on the top 50 list, but I'm sure if we look at the kind of the trends and the moving averages, I'm sure we will be on the top 50 list pretty soon. And so I went to this website, GemRate, and they have like pretty good data just on their homepage. For instance, did you know PSA graded 64,500 cards yesterday?
Yeah, and it wasn't my card, so I don't really care. I want to see my numbers getting there. Why are my stuff not graded? All these cards they're grading. Yeah, and I've seen them have weeks where they do a lot more. So it's like, are you slowing down? What's going on?
Let's have a look here, right?
A live check of my PSA, Jason.
Okay.
Research and ID. Oh my God.
For those playing along at home, Enzo's PSA submission was also at Research and ID on Tuesday. If we look at these category trends, right, over the last 30 days, soccer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Right? First of all, TCG is basically the same, just under the same as baseball and basketball combined. So that's pretty massive. But we are within touching distance of hockey. And this is one of my things that I want to talk about.
And hockey's on the list.
Hockey's on the list, yeah.
Yeah. Wayne
There's
his Peachy Wee or whatever rookie card. Oh my God, I'm going to edit that out, please, Jason. I'll get absolute abuse. Oh God.
But what I was going to say was, when I think it's ComC, they do their auctions or whatever, and they always talk about the big 4. And it's football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. And I really think, we can as a soccer community, we can take hockey.
Even with McDavid?
Even with McDavid.
It's not a good time.
I haven't heard of anyone since him.
Yeah, no, but it's not a good time to have McDavid popping out and causing havoc.
But was that not like 5 years ago? Or
might have been, but it feels like it's happening now. But I suppose that's what you were saying. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point, yeah.
It's like us talking about Jadon Sancho today.
Exactly. It's like, we can take them. In the last
We're going to get abused for that, by the way. That's the one thing we thought we'd get away with. They're going to go, Conor McDavid, actually. Let me tell you about it.
He's not even the best player in the league. It's this new guy you guys didn't know.
Hockey is going to be tumbled by soccer. If anyone ever thought that wasn't going to happen, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yes.
So hockey is about to get absolutely wrecked. To be honest, for me, soccer is going to catch up to football. That's what's going to happen. That's when it's a moment.
Whoa.
When it's baseball, basketball, soccer, now we can talk. You know what I mean? Like, I think football, based on what I've seen at that NFL, and based on some of the things people have texted us about NFL being not the best live sporting event,
Yeah.
Jason, please. I never want to do a topic like this again on this podcast. Soccer is coming for hockey. It's embarrassing that we have to come for hockey. It's it's embarrassing that we're behind hockey, but we won't be.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Yeah.
I understand.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Although hockey, I'm sure, is an incredible spectacle, and I like to see people. So,
now, hockey, I've heard, is really good live.
Yeah. So, don't judge us, please.
The Media Man was in this list somewhere. Just
Charizard don't stop, by the way. 1.5 million Charizards graded. Like PSA had a big winner there.
Why are you grading Charizard? They just give a PSA, buddy. Come on. The Media Man is down 27% this week.
Oh, so. He's finished. He's 17, but he's finished.
Right. That was. I apologize for that segment.
Yeah.
It was. I thought I had it. No. I really thought I had it.
You thought you had it together, but not quite.
Yeah. Because I realized once I started talking that I just like wasn't prepared for the flames I was going to get in return.
We're getting flames. Like, to be honest, because it's like I feel like it's back to back weeks now that it's like we're the guys that like, you've listened 3 weeks in a row and you're like, these guys don't know nothing about my beloved sport.
Yeah. So
we need to tidy this up. People have actually, do you know what? No, right now this is going to clean this up significantly. People have I have something to say, and then also I have something that people have to say. One, your camera angle is this the new camera angle that you're always going to have kind of the half table with the light in the back and then the shelf is to your left? Okay, good. Number two, someone has said, when is Jason going to address his bookshelf?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
And the books being faced the wrong way around.
Yeah. Have you seen this comment? I think it was on YouTube.
I've seen this comment. I've seen this comment a couple of times.
That's so I'm now calling you out. I'm saying, Jason, address it, please.
I think we already have addressed it on the show. I think the first time it came up, I think we had a conversation about it.
I think we had a conversation off air.
Okay.
Listen, when will you talk about while your books are spine inwards on your bookshelf? Says Kinnell 188 on YouTube. So when are you going to address the elephant in the room, Jason? Is that why you moved your camera angle away from the bookshelf to try and prevent these kind of questions coming up every day?
I moved my camera. I wasn't trying to avoid the questions on the bookshelf. I moved my camera angle, honestly, because I switched my monitors around and I didn't realize how much effect the height of the monitor was having on the camera angle. And so I have to switch them back around at some point if I want to use my old camera angle. I also got a new office chair that I've yet to assemble, and it's slightly higher. So there's some geometry that has to go on. But you will see the wrong way around books once again pretty soon.
Okay, great. We're not going to know why they are the wrong way around.
If you need to already said on air.
You said it to me pre-podcast before the record button was pressed. I have to say, if you want to read a book, how do you know where it is? Do you know that's why the spines exist? Fun fact, if you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this: I have the books arranged in books I've read and books I haven't read. So I've arranged it by shelf.
Right. It's a good thing you're not a librarian, by the way.
So yeah. Well, I'm anti-library. Everybody knows that.
Imagine coming into the library saying, "Hey, I'm looking for this book," and you're going, "Right, so here's how these are organized."
They're organized by books you've read and books you haven't read. So then you see, then all I have to do is then take one.
Now I notice your comic books are not spine in. I noticed I can see what comic books you've been into. I see
you can absolutely see what comic books I've been into. Sorry, yeah, I've got Spider-Man, I've got Batman, I've got a Wolverine up there.
Okay, yeah. Listen, if you don't want to talk about your book situation, that's fine.
And by the way, these are not controversial books. It just feels particularly.
Was that theory going out there on the web?
There was a lot of chatter on the web that that the reason I'm hiding the books is that they're kind of like cancelable. It's a cancelable library. It isn't. It's a very run of the mill.
No, the real question is
pretty boring collection of books.
I would rather if you spun them round and just let the viewers figure out which ones you've read and which ones you have yet to read. That would be a game.
Kind of like, because if he had read that one, he wouldn't have said that thing last week.
That's right.
He would have learned a thing or two before he waded into that situation.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating maneuver. I've never seen it before done. I don't know if it's.
But sorry, can I say this as well? Because I've had this conversation. This is, the thing is, you haven't seen it before. I have seen it before. That's the reason I'm doing it. I'm not insane. I'm not the first person to think of this.
You've seen it before.
I've seen it before
in some movie that you've watched that you won't tell us about. Is that what it is?
In one of those films I watched.
In my watched film category.
that I can't talk about. Yeah. Here's an interesting concept. If I had a collection of Blu-rays, I think I would display them. Yeah, I think I would display
you'd have
them.
blank boxes. I think you'd have blank boxes. Like the old kind of burner PS2 games that were just.
I'd print my own labels, but they'd only be at the front.
That's right.
Yeah. Blank boxes and a Sharpie.
No, I can't. Yeah, just whatever you think. Whatever you. I don't want to insert what I think your books are that way. Partially because you told me why they were that way back in the day. I don't know. I can't give any feedback. If you're not open to tell us why your books are hidden.
I've already said. I couldn't make it any more clear. It feels like it's a very. I personally am not willing to sort of. I don't know.
I think the books are the secret to why you're so tall and you don't want to share it with the rest of us, to be honest.
I mean, most of the books are about kind of like, high dairy diets.
Yeah, they're all hype.
Surgery.
That's it. Like, you wouldn't tell people what your daily meal prep is. Because this is it. You don't want people to know the building blocks of you. Whether those are intellectual building blocks or whether they are the literal building blocks. Like I was like, Jason, how much milk do you have per week? I'm trying to get a few inches here. I'm trying to get a bit taller.
Yeah, that's right.
You won't share. All right.
Yeah. It's basically like if I was a magician, I wouldn't have all my tricks written down and displayed behind me on my magic podcast.
And it's the same reason. You're saying that books contribute greatly to this podcast, by the way.
I guess so.
Are you is this why you always have a different sports hat on? You're always trying to keep us guessing.
There's kind of I'm trying to preserve an element of mystery through 300 odd episodes of this podcast.
Would you share your astrological sign?
Yeah. It's the same as yours. I'm a Scorpio.
Don't be giving away mine live on air, Jason. All right. I don't know if this was worse than the previous segment, but let's move on.
Well, certainly it was a palate cleanser.
That's right.
If people were angry about the American sports, they're angry about a whole load of new things now.
We're going to do politics next week, guys. Who's going to win the election?
And then it's religion. Okay. Let's talk about something slightly more controversial. Panini America, who still have some of their 2023.
How are they in such a disaster, kind of a messy scenario? How are they more controversial? What are they up to?
They have 3 more products to release, as far as I can tell, for 2023-24. They have Impeccable, which is Premier League. They have Immaculate, and then they have Obsidian.
Which is, can I say, Immaculate is an obscure. We think it's a FIFA license, maybe, but it's not. But who knows what it is? So they have Immaculate. No one knows what license. They don't even have a license associated to it. It's very confusing. I think Obsidian is actually the same. That's just kind of Panini. I don't know what they do.
Just Panini, just generic Panini.
That's a classic Panini. Just Obsidian soccer. They're just saying soccer. This is soccer, by the way.
Yeah, very old school. Feels very old school.
That's right.
I also could have sworn I was on PaniniAmerica.net the other day and saw that Immaculate first off the line was being advertised on their homepage, but I cannot find that today.
Well, you might be filtering it wrong because there is a first off the line filter, Jason, believe it or not.
Okay.
You might be in like trading cards and they might not be smart enough to have that segregated. But yeah, I'll try to find it first off the line.
You try to find that.
Yeah, I found it. If you go shop
immediately.
Shop and then first trading cards and then first off the line. They have their own little.
Oh, okay. No, it wasn't Immaculate. It was Impeccable.
There you go. Now you know.
And now I know. So that's not out soon. The only one that's out soon is Obsidian, which is out, as far as I know, October 30th.
Yes.
So that's in a week's time. The other ones I believe are coming out probably in November, which means we could be touching Christmas by the time last season's sets are done.
Yeah, I think this has a minimal color blast in there, so there's always something to be chasing.
There's always something to chase.
Obsidian is very much an acquired taste kind of set.
It is.
And the vast majority of people don't like that taste, but some people do, and they love it.
I'll tell you this just about Obsidian. Well, I suppose I'm just telling the listener, you already know this. If you are not particularly attached to the value of your Obsidian cards, then you can sell them very, very quickly at card shows. People are really big fans of the Obsidian design, but they just don't put any value on it. So like if you have like red floods of like Nottingham Forest or something like that, you can sell loads of Nottingham Forest red floods to Nottingham Forest fans at a London card show. But
the color blast, black color blast, a big chase here. For me, my fun fact is that when I got back, well, I don't even want to say, when I first discovered the hobby, early pandemic, and I knew nothing about premium, kind of the American style cards. I only knew my stickers.
Yes.
my match attacks. An Obsidian card was the first card I bought. And it was ideally the first card I bought, because when it arrived in a top loader, thank God, and it was so thick, because I took it out of the sleeve and I looked at it, it was so thick and it was just completely different to anything that I had seen. That's when I realized this is a different thing to the thing I know. So I care for Obsidian a little bit, but I also fully understand why people dislike the design. I like that.
You blame Obsidian a little bit.
I blame them a bit. Yeah, I hold them to, like, to be honest, I like the black cards. I like the thickness of the cards. I just don't like the weird designs of the cards. I think that they could, like, Obsidian could work without all the kind of weirdness.
Like this, for instance.
I hate the die cuts, but even like the way it's so geometric or something, I don't know. I don't think it's even necessary. I think that just the black, like, all that stuff is the geometry of it is crazy. I think a different form of design on the same kind of black stock could be a very successful set.
Yeah, it's slightly overthought, maybe.
I think so.
Because the best designs, like, I don't know if I like this white knight design, but it's certainly one of the better ones. And the Color Blast, which obviously is not an Obsidian exclusive, but they are the simplest ones.
Yeah,
that we're seeing,
and they're brilliant. You know, Equinox looks good. I like that. I like the kind of I like the kind of what do you want to call it? Celestial kind of solar kind of vibe. Yeah. But I don't know. Some of them go past me, I would say.
Right. So I guess we'll be talking about that next week when it's out. Hopefully it's out next week and they don't miss it. Their deadline.
So we can have all those sets out before Santi comes.
Yeah. Just to finish up, there's been a Champions League week.
Yep.
And there's been some big results in that week, including a win for AC Milan against Club Brugge.
Thank God.
Yeah. A disappointing draw for PSG versus PSV.
Disappointing loss.
Massive win for Stuttgart, Juventus. Right. Terrible result for Atletico, getting beaten at home by Jonathan David's Lille. Very disappointing. Man City won 5-0 against Sparta Prague, which is the most game I didn't see that Erling Haaland apparently scored a whirly. And, you know, it's like that. It's always like, oh, they won 5-0. These are the best teams. When you watch them, I don't know if it really is. Barcelona, huge result against Bayern Munich. 4-1. Hansi Flick and Robert Lewandowski both taking their revenge against the team they feel mistreated them, Bayern Munich. And a hat-trick for Rafinha, who is the standout star of Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich.
I was watching that game and they were playing quite well.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Vincent Kompany continues to get found out as a manager. That's my hot take. I just wanted to quickly check, are Rafinha cards selling in great numbers because of the fact that he's clearly Barcelona's standout star this season? They are. They're not selling for great values, but they're selling in great numbers.
Yeah,
so congratulations to all you Rafinha holders out there.
He's been playing well. The captain of Barcelona.
Very, very interesting. So yes, we are back next week, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, we're back. We'll have more of a verdict on Stadium Club. I'm going to keep my eye to the breaking hands that are out there and see what's going on.
Yes, if you have any thoughts on Stadium Club and what you've hit or what you haven't hit, or etc., do write in. Maybe we'll do a Q&A episode on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Get some
questions and
feedback in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so in the meantime, everyone have a great weekend, including you, Enzo. And we'll be back on Tuesday.
Have a good one.